Have you ever watched a film and then you ponder the message behind it later? You know, like the ending haunts your dreams? One of those movies that you really have to think about in depth and you discuss amongst your friends and family? Well, this is the opposite of that. Here's 4 films with fairly obvious messages. So picture this. It's 2007. I'm sitting in a theater with friends. Hard to imagine, I know. And as I'm sitting there, I'm watching Michael Bay's Transformers. And I'm thinking, why am I here? I'm sitting there watching Transformers, and I couldn't help but notice, in the giant robot battles, that the United States military are helping. But they're not just helping, like they're kicking ass. Basically, this movie screamed the entire time, "Join the army." I mean, it's pretty hard not to notice. And to be completely fair, if I was told, hey, join the army and you can ride a motorcycle while fighting a giant robot and shooting a grenade launcher, I'd consider joining, perhaps. But it'd have to be a pretty big robot. Plus we know that Michael Bay has a long history, of a pretty sick obsession by having the military in all his movies. It's sick because he keeps putting the various branches of the military into his shitty movies. Next up, the dead rise up. They start to devour the living. You watch intensely while eating something that was probably also once alive. What? A parallel to consumerism? No. Yes, Night of the Living Dead has a lot to say about the chaotic time known as the 60s. But a message about how we consume everything around us, whether it be resource or animal or child, is still relevant to this day. Oh, child. Now, because I saw this movie in the 90s, along with playing the Resident Evil games, they highlighted a sense in me of, I'm scared to death of zombies. They scare the living shit out of me. Because for me, on a personal level, zombies represent social anxiety and me having panic attacks. If there's a large group of people and I'm in it, I will get nervous and I will start to panic. If there's a large group of people who want to eat me alive, I'm gonna panic just a tad bit more. But later, of course, I found out about the message of, the representation of consumerism, among other things. And I thought to myself, well, yeah, we should all learn a lesson and we should all feel bad and learn to conserve more of our resources that are precious, and, help out the world as a whole. But then again, here we are. Third up is the third Matrix movie. Revelations, Revolver, Ocelot. Throughout the Matrix trilogy, we have multiple characters saying that Neo is the one. So by the third film, he's flying around, he's having superpowered battles, and he's basically Super Jesus. Some characters even said that the one had existed before him, and this was actually at least his second coming. They also said that he would be resurrected again. So the message in this is fairly obvious, that they want you to think, well, Neo is Jesus. Now there's some other kind of theories built into this idea. It's almost as if it's reincarnation and not really resurrection, so you could go that route. But it's fairly certain to the mainstream American audience that they want you to equate, Super Jesus with regular Jesus, who's super, I guess. So despite the theory that Agent Smith is actually the one, which is something I believe, think about it, it seemed very apparent from day one that they want you to associate Keanu with Jeebus. Strangely enough, you could think that Keanu is actually very Christ-like in the fact that he's technically been resurrected at least twice now, in terms of his movie career. People love him now, but it's like, he's been around for 20 plus years, and, we liked him as Bill and Ted. We liked him in The Matrix, and now people like him in the John Wick films. He's had a long and interesting career. Just leaves you with one word. Whoa. So lastly, we actually have a 4-way tie. Does that count? I don't know and I don't care. 1. As above, so below. Full Metal Alchemist is real. 2. Puppet Master. Don't bring a bunch of psychics to a hotel that have evil/good puppets sometimes. Don't. 3. Blade. There are worse things out there than vampires. 4. Ghosts of Mars. There are ghosts on Mars.
There are worse things out there than vampires.
Like Blade 2 and Blade Trinity?
I got paid.
You're so cool, Blade.
Thank you.